Holy sh**. Okay.
400 watts and 90 RPM, that's pretty good, Mary.
Happy working out. Proof of Sweat.
I'm Mary Spender, and welcome to Proof of Sweat. Back in July, I went to Bicycle in Richmond, the bike fit specialist shop in London, to visit James Thomas, aka Bike Fit James, who I've been a fan of for a while, as he features so heavily in my friend Francis Cade's videos. If you aren't aware, I'm a keen cyclist, but I knew I had a lot of room for improvement and was suffering a little bit on the bike. I knew by getting a fit, I wouldn't just be more comfortable and injury-free, but it'd also mean an improvement in speed. I knew James would be able to help me resolve the issues I was having, and well, I wanted to show you the process of what goes on in a bike fit. So, let's get into it.
On the right. 3 on the left. Alright, you can drop it off now, mademoiselle. Thank you.
Now I imagine you'll sell me a pair of shoes, saddle.
The aim initially is to try and get the bike as good as we possibly can without you having to buy stuff.
Yeah.
But the beauty of what we do here is that you can try things without any commitment to buying them.
Yeah.
So, and it means you can just be a little bit more informed about your decisions, particularly with things like shoes.
Yeah.
One of the biggest blunders in shoes is that people go into a bike shop, they pick up a shoe off the shelf and go, I want to try this in a size 10, but they're not, they're an 8 with wide feet, because all shoes are too big for them. And then they stand up in them, they clop around in them, and they don't have any problems until they go cycling.
Ooh. I've never ever seen my wattage or anything.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to think today you're going to see it increase.
So if I just keep it 70 RPM.
Yeah, that's all right. Whatever you're comfortable with. You're going to be on here for, you're going to be on and off for the next 90 minutes or so.
Okay. I don't know why, I'm a bit more conscious of my left leg at the moment than I am my right.
Okay, fine.
My right feels easier.
Fine. Thinking about the saddle, are there 2 distinct pressure points at the back of the saddle?
At the back of the saddle. No,
One in the middle?
one in the middle.
Do you feel as though you're engaged with one side of the saddle more than the other?
It feels pretty central.
Okay, good. Of the 3 contact points, the hands, the saddle and the feet, what are you most aware of?
Hands.
Right, jump off for me, come grab a seat, and I'll show you what we're looking at. So, my attitude to this is very simple. I would normally expect leg extension to be between 138 and 142 degrees. This looks more like 145. Even more. So what I'm suggesting is occurring here, in fact I'm not suggesting it, it's fact, you're reaching over extension of the leg and you're having a point toe in order to straighten the bottom of the stroke.
Yeah.
Follow me so far?
Yeah.
As I sort of suspected right at the outset, I think the saddle's a little bit too high, reaches a little bit long, which to be honest with you are the 2 most common drivers for pain, pain in cycling.
Saddle height wise, it's sort of been like, okay, how far can you get up and can you still put your foot down?
Yeah.
And wherever that is, then that's fine.
Right, so we're going to mark up the first metatarsal, the ball of your foot. Are you opposed to me changing your cleats?
No.
Good. Because these are the work of the devil. Basically, this cleat doesn't allow any movement or flow of the foot, so it means that it doesn't allow your knees to work properly, because your knees don't work just like a hinge. Right. So what it means is it puts a hell of a lot of strain and tension through the knees.
Right.
Most people use these because they don't like the notion of washing around inside the shoe.
Yeah.
And that is driven by 1,000,001 factors. If you feel like you've got excessive float in the foot, in the shoe, or the pedal, sorry, it's probably not because you need fixed cleats. Excessive float is driven by lack of arch support, shoe brand, cleat location. With regards to cleat location, a lot of the guff that you'll read online talks about aligning the center of the cleat, which is also the center of the pedal axle, with the ball of the foot, the first metatarsal. If you do that, you'll get foot problems, knee problems, probably saddle issues too. It's something that what it results in is putting a lot of strain through the front of the foot. I tend to find myself having to take cleats as far back on the shoes as they'll go, more often than not, which I feel is more of a testament to shoe design than anything else.
Definitely feels more. Wait, I need to think before I speak. Well, I mean, my toes aren't doing anything.
Okay, cool. So let's go on with the toes.
It's sort of more like my balls of the feet are feeling a bit more like secure.
Yeah, a bit more connection with the ball of the foot, maybe.
Yeah. It feels weird with my knees coming up higher.
Yes, it will be. Because you're used to doing this,
Yeah.
whereas now I'm obviously not letting you do it anymore.
My feet immediately feel flatter. I mean, I'm not, I'm not there.
Yeah.
So already it just sort of feels.
Have we still got all that pressure in the middle of the saddle?
Yeah, it is quite central.
Draw that for me.
Ooh.
Another smile. So this is a slightly narrower handlebar, 38cm handlebar.
Proof of sweat. Francis told me, he told me this thing where he was like, oh, you'll get a bike fit and then you'll just go, and you'll just be on the bike and you'll just be, and like, you'll just sit and be in the position rather than like, I've been like this, I felt pain there, felt pain in my knees, and just, already it's like starting to get to the, and you just naturally, and then you're just like, doopy-doopy-doo. Don't know if that makes sense to anyone other than a cyclist, but as soon as you're in the right position, it will feel just organic and nice and comfortable and yeah. How do you feel about people going into a bike shop, sitting on one of those pressure point pads and then choosing the saddle that way?
I'm so glad you
That's
asked
what I
this.
did.
Well, here's the problem. The seat worn out tool, you sit on it like that.
Yeah.
You don't sit on a bike like that.
No.
Your pelvis is more anteriorly rotated. I actually find that saddles are too wide more often than not.
Right.
So I find myself actually going, particularly with a lot of men, going to a narrow saddle. Because it ends up, if the saddle's too wide, it clips the thighs along the wings here, or even worse, is it forces you onto the front of the saddle, particularly with the way that saddles are starting to be designed. They're being designed as noseless. Thank you UCI for that. Which means that it tends to result in people gravitating towards the nose. The nose isn't there in the first place, so you've got a very, very small contact patch. Cue pelvic destabilization, knee pain, hand issues, all this kind of stuff.
Wow. I mean, I'd be able to ride for hundreds and thousands of miles in one go.
No pressure anywhere, right? There's pressure in your hands, James?
It feels like it's not even there, like I'm just...
And is there any other way we want a saddle to feel?
No. But that's really disconcerting. I'm like, blimey. Thank you. Oh my God. I could have been a pro cyclist if I'd just been a bit comfier on the bike. As I've already said, you must see people get emotional. Like I'm feeling a bit, like if we're just getting started, and how much I love doing this, how much I've ridden in agony, and now probably unnecessarily, most definitely unnecessarily.
I mean, I marvel at people's resilience in this sport. The fact that if I experience the pain and discomfort that people like Treat experience when riding a bike, I just wouldn't do it. I think it's remarkable, but a lot of the time it's not tricky to it's not hard to remove this pain. My role here is to serve as a mediator to soften the interaction between the rider and the bicycle. You're taking an asymmetrical creature, lashing it through, for the most part, a very symmetrical piece of equipment. And this is why I like this word compensation, because you then end up, the human being is going to compensate for their interaction with the bike.
Yeah.
Not the other way around, the bike's not going to move for you. Give that a go for me, see what you think.
So this is the new
This is a different saddle.
different saddle.
You might like it, you might not. We will see.
Definitely wider, right?
It is definitely wider. It is exactly the same saddle, but 10 millimeters wider.
Can I try the other one
Absolutely.
again?
We need to do it faster.
Yeah,
Jump
yeah.
off again for me. This is why I work on a jig, so we can do things dynamically.
Yeah. I do like this one. I feel like I've got more pressure
On your hands.
on my hands now.
Jump off again, let's go back.
Yeah, this one is more comfortable.
Excuse me. Right, okay. Let's try in a different shoe.
Push it in.
You're more aware of your knee now than you were with your shoes, though.
Yeah.
Jump off again, come please.
But-
Take shoes off. How are you feeling this stand-up? Good?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. Whatever this bike is, I want it right now. I don't want to wait, 500-day wait time for bikes? I thought today would be a rest day. Didn't really think about it. Holy sh**. Okay.
400 watts and 90 RPM, that's pretty good, Mary.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah. Like it feels familiar,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean it feels good.
It's a bit like moving back in with your mum. It's
Yeah.
familiar, but it's definitely not where
Yeah.
you want to be.
How the hell? Wow. To the untrained eye,
I feel like a little bit less tension in your shoulders, but more importantly, your hands are on the controls. Notice how you're able to look ahead more easily.
yeah.
But there's less pointing the toes to the bottom of the stroke. The cadence is higher, even though actually I think the resistance is higher on the jig.
Yeah, definitely.
Towards the end of the session, because we had to increase the resistance to stop it from spinning out. To make it that much more functional, that your ability to sustain power had improved. So yeah, it's not uncommon for riders to report 50-watt increase in FTP.
Wow. Okay. So what are the next steps then? Get a bike that actually allows
Set
me
bike
to do
up.
that.
This bike fits.
Really?
Yeah, no, no.
Oh, okay.
Give me 20 minutes, I'll have a bike that you'll have that bike and it'll feel like that.
Okay.
You're in for a saddle and a handlebar change. That's
Unbelievable.
Well, it's going to be life-changing as well for...
I hope so.
Wow.
Give it a go, let me know how you get on. Does that feel good?
Yeah. Cool. Thank you.
Pleasure.
I am very, very excited about riding this bike now. My God. The fact that my ancient 10-year-old 600-pound bike actually does fit with a new saddle and new handlebars is good. I've just saved myself a whole lot of money. Can't believe how much that saved me, and then also how much pain I'm not going to experience as much. It's just madness.